Hello. So I think virtually all of us who have been in the hobby have been through the heartbreaking experience of losing a coral. So that is unfortunately something that happens no matter how experienced you are, no matter how hard you try, keep your parameters balanced. Sometimes they just aren't going to make it no matter what you do. Well, this is actually a positive story. This is my first true coral that has literally come back from the dead, no joke. This guy was originally a full-size, full-head orange Blasto that I had placed down in my rock work about 1.5 years ago. Unfortunately, what happened was because of where it was positioned, it ended up getting run over repeatedly by my tuxedo urchins, and so of course it did not do well. Adding insult to injury, we attempted to move it, and a part of the head literally split off and the head ripped in half. The other half of the head is still glued to the rockwork, and somehow a part of it there, you can still see a little bit of the color down there, right down there at the bottom. You can see that's where it sheared off, and somehow that little part of it is still, there. However, this is the other half of that coral that sheared off. What ended up happening was I thought it got knocked off by one of the urchins when we were trying to find a way to resecure it. And so I thought it was just lost. And then a few weeks ago, I happened to notice between some snail shells that I had something orange growing out of my sand bed. And I come to realize it's that coral, the other half of that coral, and somehow it managed to regenerate the other part of itself there. And with each passing day now, it is filling out a little bit more, and it's literally growing on that half of a frag top there. I've jokingly referred to this as my Lazarus coral because that's literally what it is. It's an orange Blasto, and this goes back to what I've said before about Blasto corals. Blasto corals are incredibly resilient, and this is arguably the best case and example and point I could have for that. Just literally, there's no reason whatsoever that a coral that's been ripped in half, a single polyp, should come back. And I did double check, it is not a new head, it is definitely the part of the original head that came back. Because it was just from the point it was growing, it was from the original side where the head was growing. So anyways, this is great because I got it as a single head frag and thought it was dead, and now a single head is growing back and likely is going to also multiply given the fact that it keeps growing and coming back. So I'm going to give it a few more weeks, and I'm going to go ahead and keep giving updates. As you can see there, I mounted this guy on a post because I didn't want to run into that same issue where the urchins were running into it again. And the Blastos that I put on posts have actually done surprisingly well. And I haven't had any issues with my urchins messing with them when I've done that. So that's why it's up on there, just to kind of keep it up out of the way so it doesn't get mowed over. And it seems to be loving life where it's at now, and just really excited to see what this guy does and to see it grow back. And that's all I've got, and thanks for watching.